Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is the sixth tutorial in this course, and in this tutorial we are going to talk about data types, right? And I have another presentation here, and this one's got just 3 slides, so I hope I don't bore you much in this tutorial. So anyway, what's up with data types? You must have heard people say this a lot, that data types, well, you need to understand data types pretty well if you're learning programming and stuff, but data types are actually pretty simple, right? And a data type is a property that specifies the type of data that you can put in your table. So as far as SQL is concerned, what we mean by data types is that in the last tutorial we had a look at the table in which we had information about tennis players. So if rank is a field, and if in that field you're only going to put tennis rankings, so all the rankings are going to be numbers, right? So all those numbers have some data type, and they can be integers or they can be floating values, like if they have decimal values. So what we mean by data type is that each value in the table must be known to SQL. I mean, SQL should be able to connect that value to some data type, right? So you can either have characters, or you can have integers, or if you're storing images in your tables, that's possible as well. So then you need to specify the data type for the image field, the field that's going to contain images, right? And well, this will be clear in just a bit. So each field has a data type, and all values for a field must have the same data type. So let's have a look at this table here, and it's different from the table that we saw in the last tutorial. This one has got 1 2 3 4 4 fields. The first one is serial number, so I have serial numbers 1 2 3 4 5 for the 5 rows that I have in the table. And then I have another field called name, in which I have names for superheroes, and Hulk really, well, doesn't really qualify as a superhero, but I like it very much, so that's why I've included it in here. And then in the next column you have age of the superheroes, and then you have email addresses of superheroes, and these are actually fake IDs. So if you're thinking about emailing Superman, then well, this is not the correct email address, so please don't use it. So anyway, that's a bad joke. So well, to understand data types, just concentrate on any one field, right? So let's concentrate on the name field. And the data type of the first value in the column that's associated with the name field is Spider-Man, right? And so the data type is characters, right? Because all these are character values. And in the next column you again have Batman, which is a string of characters. Then you have Iron Man in the next, which is a string of characters. And you have Superman, you have Hulk. So all these are character values. These are string values that are made of characters, right? And then serial number, let's come to this. So serial number, 1 is an integer, it's a number. 2 is also an integer, it's a number. 3 is a number, 4 is a number, and 5 is a number. So all these 5 values have the same data type. So the data type of this value here, or in a way the data type of this field, right? So if you're going to have more rows, then you're going to have rows like 6 7 8 9 10. So the value for each row for this particular field is going to be an integer number. So the data type of this field is integer, it's int, right? And the data type of the name field is character or variable character. And we're going to talk about data types in more detail in the next tutorial. But just try to understand this, that all values that are associated with a particular field have the same data type. That's what you need to know. And then age again is a number. And if suppose tomorrow you want to modify this table, and instead of mentioning age in the table you want to mention the date of birth of a superhero, right? So in that case, well, Spider-Man is 30 years old, so subtract 30 from 2013, you get what? 1983, right? So if you want to put 1st January 1983 as a value in this table, right? So you can do that by having another column, and you can call it DOB, right, date of birth, or you can change this and you can make this DOB, and in that case the data type of the field would change from number to date, right? So date is again a data type. You have date, you have date time, and you have time. So you can store time in your data in your tables, you can store dates in your tables, and you can store timestamps, and there's so much you can store. And there are so many data types. We're going to check out some of the most important ones in the next tutorial, right? And then you have the email field, in which you've got email addresses. So do we have any more slides? No, there are no more slides in this presentation. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I'll see you in the next one, in which we'll discuss data types in more detail. And please stick with me, and I assure you that we're going to have fun. And subscribe to my channel in case you haven't already, and I'll see you soon.